guys, this is Lisa from This Pilgrim Life, and I am here to show you how to make some healthy snacks. Now, I have been wanting to do this video for seems like 2 or 3 weeks, but I kept trying to wait until everything was perfect. I had the right light, I had help with my kids and all of those kinds of things, and it's been 2 or 3 weeks. So I'm just gonna do it. The light in my kitchen isn't the best, of course, because it is night, but we're just gonna have to try and go with it. Right now in this season of life, I am trying to squeeze in work whenever I can. So just help me go with it, and I'm gonna show you how to make homemade gummies, how to make fruit strips, and some really simple dairy-free chocolate pudding. I might throw in a couple extra bonus snacks in there as well, but that's what I'm going to be covering in this video. Now, I also want to mention that this video is part of a series that I'm doing on my blog. Like I said, it's taking me a little bit longer to get through this series than I had originally anticipated, but I'm doing a series right now on healthy resolutions that any family can make in their kitchen. So make sure you stick around. If you're not already subscribed, click the subscribe button. I would love to have you join me here. So like I said, I'm gonna be showing you how to make those recipes right now in my kitchen, because they're a little bit more maybe things that you don't usually make. So I wanted to make sure that you had a really simple tutorial step-by-step of how to make those things. So I'm showing you how to make these snacks, but on the blog you can find a whole list of other healthy snack ideas. I put it in a handy printable form. Mine is not in color because we don't have color ink. One day maybe we'll spring for it, but you can find this printable on the blog. I also created another printable to kind of help your kids know which snacks to choose first. So it's a first this, then this idea. So all right, let's jump right in, and I'm gonna show you how to make some of these really yummy, healthy snacks. Okay, so the first thing that I'm gonna show you how to do is make homemade fruit strips. And I like to use a mix of fruit and vegetables in ours. So I'm using this blend right here. It has pineapples, pears, peaches, and blueberries. So it's gonna be pretty sweet, and I'm gonna add a couple of carrots to it as well. Now, so you can see how thick my mix is, and that's good because I'm going to just spread it out on the parchment paper. I really love using the parchment paper because when I'm done and my fruit strips are dried, I can just cut it into strips and store them that way until we're ready to eat. One tip that I have learned is that you want to make sure that you're not spreading the fruit strips too thin. You want it to be mostly thin, but if you can see through it, you're going to end up having strips that are jagged and are not all in one piece, if that makes sense. Okay, so I have 3 trays of fruit strips, and they are ready to go in the dehydrator. Okay, so there they are. Going to put the cover on. And if you want to check out this dehydrator, it was recommended to me by a number of people. It has excellent reviews on Amazon, and I will leave the link down below. So it has this little guide here. So I'm going to be putting it on 135 degrees Fahrenheit, and I'm going to set it for about 10 hours, and then I will just check it. There's no need to flip it or anything like that. I'm just going to check it periodically and make sure that they are completely dry. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get the gummies started. So this is also really simple. Again, I'm going to just blend up some fruit in my Vitamix and then combine it with some honey and a little bit of gelatin and heat it up so that the gelatin absorbs. And then I'll show you our super fun molds that we're going to make the gummies in. So now I just want to measure out a cup of the puree. And I'm just going to heat it up in a pot, and you just need it warm enough so that your gelatin will dissolve. Okay, so while the strawberry mixture is heating up on the stove, let's go ahead and just do a super quick snack. If you've never made hard-boiled eggs in your Instant Pot, it's really, really easy. And this is actually a snack. Some of my kids will eat it. We really like it for picnics, but this is a good snack for me. So in the afternoon, maybe an hour or so before dinner, and I'm starting to get a little hangry, then I like to have hard-boiled eggs in the fridge. It's just a really nice little protein snack for me. So I'm going to add about a cup of water to my Instant Pot. You can see here I've got my basket, so that's going to be really easy. So I'm going to put a little bit of water in the pot, put my eggs in, and then I'll show you how to cook them in your Instant Pot. So I'm heating this. You can see the strawberries are starting to melt, which is a good thing. That's what I want. So I'm going to add 1/3 of a cup of honey, and it's probably a little more sweetener than I would necessarily do, but because these are sour gummies and we used 2 entire limes in the gummies, then we do need a little extra sweetener so they're not completely tart. So one thing that I've found, because I've made gummies a few different times, but the first few times that I made them, they were not super chewy. It was kind of just like eating Jell-O. But I found that you have to add enough gelatin to make them chewy, and then it also helps to let them sit in the fridge for a couple of days, and then they start to kind of dry out and get chewier that way. So I'm using this beef gelatin right here, and I am almost out. And I'm going to add 4 tablespoons. I think I just said 1 tablespoon earlier. But 4 tablespoons, like I said, you have to have enough gelatin to make it nice and chewy, and then let them dry out in the fridge. I will add a link. I ordered this on Amazon. It's a really good source of beef gelatin, so I'll add a link in the video description. If you don't already have some, then you can check this out. So when you're adding the gelatin, you want to make sure that you add it a little bit at a time, and you just kind of sprinkle it over the top of the mixture because you don't want big clumps. And if you add it too quickly, you can have big clumps of gelatin, and it's not very nice. Okay, so this is our collection of gummy molds. These little ones work really well. And then we also have some fun Lego ones, but really these ones are my favorite. They make really nice little gummies. And then I also like these smaller mini figure molds. And with these small ones, I usually just use a medicine dropper, just make sure there's no medicine in it, of course. You know, make sure that your mixture has had a little bit of chance to cool down, and then you can just start filling it in. So you don't want to overfill the molds, just fill them right up to the top. And then I'm going to let them chill in the refrigerator. Probably tomorrow I'll take them out, and you can eat them right away. I mean, honestly, you could eat them after about an hour. The gelatin will be set, but if you want chewy gummies, you really need to give them a couple of days to kind of set up and dry out. Okay, I've got one more snack to show you. I've got it prepped over here. I'm going to show you how to make chocolate pudding. This is so easy, and this is a dairy-free version, but if you wanted to just use regular milk, you could do that as well, but I'm going to be using coconut milk. It doesn't matter too much what size jars you want to use, or even if you don't want to use jars and you just want to use plastic containers. I'm going to use these little 4-ounce jars. I also have these right here. These are a whole cup, so I've done it before with these and it fills about 5 cups, but I really like this little size for snacks. So again, I'm just going to combine everything. This is the same pot that I used for my gummies, so trying to keep things simple. I have a can of organic coconut milk right here. It's 13.5 ounces, and I'm going to pour that in. I also have a 1/4 cup of honey. So I'm going to heat this up over right about medium heat. You want everything to warm up so that your chocolate will be able to melt and the gelatin will be able to dissolve. So I have here a 1/2 cup of dark chocolate morsels. So you can see that's what this is right here. I wanted to mention though that if you just wanted to use regular semi-sweet morsels, then you could do that. You would just have a little bit higher of a sugar content, but if your kids or you are not really fans of really dark chocolate things, then go ahead and just sub semi-sweet. I also have some decaf coffee because I'm going to use a 1/4 cup of decaf coffee in the pudding mixture as well. All of my kiddos are finding me. Like I said, I'm not waiting for the perfect time. I'm just trying to get it done. Here, you want a piece of chocolate? it is dinner time and I need to stop this video after I finish showing you guys how to make pudding and make dinner. We're having some stromboli tonight, so I'm preheating my oven. You can see it's nice and hot. All right, no more chocolate, Jojo. So as soon as this warms up, until it's warm to the touch, I'll add in my chocolate and my coffee and stir that until it melts as well. So you can see the coconut milk is a lot smoother. Most of those solids have melted in. So I'm going to go ahead and add a half a cup of chocolate and about a quarter cup of coffee. Actually pretty impressed I didn't spill that any more than I did. So you just want to let that heat up until all of your chocolate is melted and smooth. Marie, what are you doing? What are you doing? Did you throw that down? Did you throw it down? Are you going to pick it back up? And really, this part of this process really won't take long. Yeah. And then I'm going to add a half a tablespoon of this beef gelatin and pour it in my mason jars and let it chill in there. It'll take a couple of hours in the mason jars in the fridge to really set up to be pudding consistency. Alright guys, that's it. I hope that you found this video really helpful, maybe got some new snack ideas. Like I said, you can find a lot more ideas and links to recipes on my blog right now, so be sure to check out the link. I'll include it below. I'll include the links for other things like the beef gelatin and the different molds that I use for the gummy bears and any other relevant links. You can find them down below. Click subscribe. Click thumbs up if you enjoyed this video. Do be sure to go to the blog, get those printables, and as always, thank you for watching. Thank you for joining me here. I need to go get dinner on the table, so I will catch you guys later.